Good morning again, ladies and gentlemen. So, a few housekeeping rules. The washroom is outside here. When you turn it on your left, both male and female, and we have water served, so you can just grab a bottle and make yourself comfortable. Thank you. Breakfast is still open, so for those who haven't taken a bite, breakfast is still open, so we'll encourage you to grab something to eat quickly. Thank you.
Oye, salte. Oye, yo. No, we get something. Not sound there. Only. My speaker. Sound.
Take this out. And can we be? I can't follow me. No, I pick go down. Yes, can you go much more? Go
Good morning once again, ladies and gentlemen. Our guests of honor will join us shortly, then we start. Thank you very much. Shall we be on our feet as we welcome the VIPs, please? Let's have our seats, please. Good morning again, ladies and gentlemen. You are warmly welcome to the Ghana Investment Promotion Center for the launch of our investment opportunity mapping project. My name is Kwame Kesejepon. I head the investment promotion division here, and I will be your MC. We will start now and want to start with an opening prayer. We want to welcome Mr. Charles Opoku-Mensah to give us the opening prayer. Charles.
Please, let's bow our heads for a short prayer. Thank you, Lord, for bringing us this morning. We commit this event into your hands, and we ask that you take us through successfully. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you, Charles. Before we commence, I would like to announce that we are streaming live on all our GIPC social media handles, on Facebook, on Instagram, and we ask you to kindly follow us and to join us on the stream. We want to begin right away and invite the Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Investment Promotion Center, Mr. Simon Maji, to give us his welcome remarks. Let's give him a round of applause, please.
Thank you, Kwame, and good morning to you all. Is it because we don't have coffee here, so the morning has been a little slow? Good morning. We are a government agency, so everything must go through PPA. It's still going through. We'll get that for you. It's an honor to have all of you with us this morning for the launch of our investment opportunity mapping. And so it's a great day for us at the GIPC. The Honorable Chief of Staff, you are welcome, sir. The Honorable Minister for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, the Volta Regional Minister, the Deputy Chief of Staff, my colleague CEO, my own Deputy CEO, Razak, ladies and gentlemen, and all of you gathered here. It is with immense pride and optimism that I welcome you all to the official launch of the Investment Opportunity Mapping. Before I begin, I'd like to say that we are delighted to have with us here today the Chief of Staff, the Honorable Julius Debra, who will deliver the keynote address. Please, a round of applause for him. Also with us is the Honorable Elizabeth Ofosue-Jare, the Minister for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, whose presence also signals the strategic importance of this initiative. And I must say that she's one person I have really enjoyed working with. She's always on hand to help us, and it's amazing that, from time to time, you have a minister that's very open to helping a newcomer to succeed. So please clap for her. I'm very grateful for that. And also the Honorable James Gunu, who is the Volta Regional Minister and the Dean of Regional Ministers. He is with us, who has also demonstrated strong commitment to this project. I cannot, go on without mentioning the support that we get from the Deputy Chief of Staff, the Honorable, did I miss your name? Nanoye Bampo, who is always here calling us. Simon, come for meetings. This is OMG. We need this report. I want it on time. Her word is I want it on time. Thank you so much. And also we are joined by stakeholders across the investment landscape, including our development partners, especially GIZ, that has opted to be a partner with us, and the World Bank, and regulators and business leaders whose partnerships are essential to the success of this project. Ladies and gentlemen, the IOMP represents an important step in Ghana's investment journey. It is an initiative that the Center is undertaking in collaboration with the Ministry of Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, the Ghana Export Promotion Authority, and other partners to document investment prospects across all 261 districts of our country, Ghana. The IOMP was developed in response to several key factors. First, every region in Ghana holds potential that when mapped, promoted and supported can become a powerful driver of inclusive development. Second, the GIPC wants to ensure that our investment promotion efforts are not directed only towards bringing in foreign capital, but also towards mobilizing significant local capital by offering Ghanaians who have the necessary financial resources the opportunity to invest in the country. Through this initiative, we aim to scale up local direct investment as much as foreign direct investment. The third, foreign direct investment has been heavily concentrated in Greater Accra and a few urban centers, often to the neglect of the development of the rest of the country. Fourth is the information on specific investment projects in various sectors across the country. Many local and foreign investors, as well as Ghana's diplomatic missions abroad and foreign embassies in the country, have expressed concern over the lack of reliable data needed to make informed investment decisions and to promote Ghana efficiently. Without available and accessible data on specific viable projects, we cannot attract investors, the ones that we need to drive the country forward. We therefore want to move away from promoting general investments to pinpointing investors to specific projects. Now, what are the core pillars of the IOMP? The IOMP is rooted in the following core pillars. Investment opportunities mapping. This is a nationwide effort to identify, document, and profile investment prospects across all our districts. 2 is the regional investment roadshows. Now, this is my favorite, which will be a series of influential leaders to support local advocacy and facilitate viable private-public partnerships. The fourth is the regional expansion of GIPC offices, a decentralization effort by GIPC to establish physical presence in key regions to enhance accessibility, service delivery, and real-time information sharing with stakeholders. Then we have the MDA investment profile, which is an initiative designed to equip all the ministers of the various ministries and heads of departments and key government agencies with tailored investment pitch presentations that are aligned with specific mandates and sector priorities. The aim is to strengthen the role of MDAs in Ghana's broader investment promotion strategy. Then we have the Ghana Diplomatic Investment Drive, an initiative with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Ministry of Trade aim at positioning Ghana's foreign missions as frontline ambassadors of Ghana's investment promotion and attraction efforts. The data and insights generated by the IOMP will serve as the foundation for this outreach. We would also create the Investment Opportunity App, a digital, user-friendly, and accessible mobile application that will showcase and identify opportunities across all districts and regions in this country. We cannot forget the heartbeat of this country's economy, the 24-hour economy. With the 24-hour economy, we want to target pitches to showcase key projects under the 24-hour economy initiative, including our dear water economic corridor, and to attract strategic partners and investments into the initiatives identified under the 24-hour economy. We want to sum it all with an identified global investment which is associated with Ghana. So we'll have the Ghana International Investment Summit, a flagship event that will bring together international investors, government leaders, industry experts, and local businesses to explore strategic opportunities across key sectors of the Ghanaian economy. Now, a more practical example I can give you is what they call in the US, Select USA. The US has this investment promotion just targeted across people in the world with money to invest. And they invite people from around the world to come to the US. And just for us to take note, the US is the biggest recipient of foreign direct investment, even though it's the richest in the world. So we are in a race to fight for and to attract and retain foreign direct investment. So we need our own marketed international investment summit, which is held in Ghana, of which we can invite people to join us and see for themselves the opportunities that we have in our country. Ladies and gentlemen, the IOMP is also aligned with government's flagship 24-hour economy and accelerated export development program, 24-hour plus, which seeks to transform Ghana into a self-reliant, industrially competitive and export-driven economy. The IOMP will serve as an important enabler of that vision by pinpointing investment-ready projects that can activate key value chains in agriculture, manufacturing, logistics, pharmaceuticals, and more. Strategic investment in initiatives, as I've mentioned, like the Water Economic Corridor, the Legon Pharmaceutical Innovation Park, the Kumasi Machinery and Technology Park, and the Akosomo Japan Garments and Textiles Cluster can significantly enhance job creation, reduce import reliance, and reinforce Ghana's industrial capacity. This IOMP will ensure that these and many other opportunities are clearly profiled, well-pitched, and effectively promoted. Ladies and gentlemen, from 1994 to 2024, the GIPC has registered over 6,900 companies with a cumulative investment value over $51 billion. However, in recent years, Ghana has witnessed a decline in foreign direct investment flows. At the GIPC, our annual recorded FDI fell from 3.6 in 2016 to just about 617 in 2024. Reversing this trend is a top priority for my colleagues and I here, especially in today's rapidly evolving global investment landscape where competition for capital is intensifying, investor priorities are shifting towards greater transparency and sustainability, and capital flows are increasingly directed towards well-defined project-specific opportunities. In this context, Ghana must move beyond the general promotion of investment to offer a compelling, data-driven, and actionable investment proposition. This is precisely what we seek to achieve with the IOMP, to strategically position Ghana's districts and regions as credible investment destinations with clearly defined and bankable opportunities. Ladies and gentlemen, before I end my remarks, I would like to sincerely thank those who have supported us to make this launch possible today. We are especially grateful for the steadfast support of the Chief of Staff, the Honorable Julius Debra, whose commitment to the Center and to the IOMP has been instrumental in bringing us to this important milestone. And I'll say that we copied this rapidly from his Kwewu Business Forum, so you have to clap for him again. I also want to extend heartfelt thanks to the Minister for Trade, Agribusiness, the Honorable Elizabeth Ofosu-Ejari. Her leadership has been nothing short of inspiring. She has stood firmly with the GIPC, guided us with clarity, and supported this step every minute that we called upon her. My sincere thanks goes to also the Water Regional Minister and the Dean of Regional Ministers, the Honorable Jifa Gunu, who has assured us of his willingness to coordinate with his fellow regional ministers in support of the IOMP. A big thank you to all our key partners, the Ghana Export Promotion Agency, the Ghana Free Zones Authority, the 24-Hour Economy Secretariat, for working closely with us and bringing their expertise and commitment to this shared vision. We are also thankful to our development partners, GIZ, NDPC, UNDP, and the World Bank for their strategic and technical contributions to this initiative. I'll be remiss if I sit down without thanking the staff of the GIPC. They've been under intense pressure to deliver on this project. From the research team to the driver and to the cleaner, everybody has contributed. And we can also not miss the service of my able deputy, Razak, who's been at the forefront of this as well. So thank you, and my sincere appreciation to all stakeholders and guests gathered here. The GIPC will engage you more in the months ahead, especially through the regional investment roadshows, as we take next steps in bringing the IOMP to life across the country. Thank you once again, and you are welcome to the center. This is the first time I'm compelled to read a speech. It's very difficult.
I think it's the first of many to come. Thank you so much, Mr. Simon Maji, for your welcome remarks. I think we should clap for him again. This is his first time he has read a full speech. We'll move on, and he mentioned a very important stakeholder, the Dean of the Regional Ministers, Honorable James Gunu. He's the Volta Regional Minister, and we want to take a few remarks from him. Let's welcome him with an applause, please.
Thank you very much. Honorable Chief of Staff, Honorable Minister for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, CEO, the Ghana Investment Promotion Center, CEO, the Ghana Export Promotion Authority, representatives from ministries, departments and agencies, development partners, heads of MMDAs, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'm deeply honored to be part of the launch of the Investment Opportunity Mapping Project, IOMP. My excitement about this initiative was first sparked during my recent visit to the Ghana Investment Promotion Center, where I gained first-hand insight into the ambition and scope of the project. Since then, my anticipation has only grown stronger. As a regional minister, I'm aware that Ghana's regions possess immense investment opportunities and potentials. What we have lacked is a coherent and systematic platform to identify, showcase, and market these opportunities to both local and foreign investors. The IOMP is therefore a timely response to this challenge. It is my hope and expectation that this initiative will not merely produce attractive investment profiles, but will also serve as a catalyst for the development of real projects that create jobs, empower our people economically, and generate sustainable incomes, particularly for our youth, who remain our greatest resource. As the Volta Regional Minister, I'm especially enthusiastic because the IOMP aligns with our regional development vision, and in particular the Volta Economic Corridor, which is a central component of the 24-Hour Economic Project, which was recently launched by His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama. The Volta Economic Corridor is a special industrial development plan designed to transform the Volta River Basin into a dynamic logistics and production backbone. It is envisioned to host agroecological parks, industrial hubs, and inland water transport system, all geared towards enabling efficient, low-cost North-South integration. The Volta Economic corridor is a special development plan, as I indicated earlier. Through this, we aim to strengthen rural-urban connectivity and position Ghana as a competitive regional production and trade hub. I am eager to see this vision realized quickly, and I believe the IOMP will help accelerate that process. A particularly important component of the IOMP is the upcoming regional investment roadshows. I wish to assure the GIPC, the Ministry of Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, and all partners that the Volta region is ready and fully committed to participating actively. We are mobilizing our districts and local actors to ensure that the investment opportunities within the region are well prepared and compellingly presented. I am also aware that my colleague regional ministers share in this commitment. We are united by a common desire to see meaningful transformation in our regions. And as a dean of the regional ministers, I will work closely with my colleague to ensure strong coordination and participation in all regional activities under the IOMP, including investment roadshows, the establishment of GIPC regional offices, and the Ghana International Investment Summit that will follow very soon. On behalf of all regional ministers, I wish to affirm our full and unwavering commitment to this transformative initiative. We recognize the vital role that regional leadership must play in making the IOMP a success, and we are ready to lead from the front. Together, we will work to ensure that this project delivers meaningful outcomes for our people by creating jobs, driving inclusive growth, and giving every region the opportunity to rise, compete, and thrive as part of Ghana's development journey. In conclusion, I commend the GIPC, the Ministry of Trade and Agribusiness and Industry, and SIPA, JIPA, for their leadership and commitment to this important initiative. I strongly believe that the IOMP is a practical step towards turning our development goals into a real result. Let us all play our part to ensure it benefits our country, region, and our people. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. At this point, we want to acknowledge a few dignitaries who are with us. My CEO has acknowledged the VIPs, so I'll acknowledge the people on the second row. We have a representative from the GIZ, Mr. John Duty, who is the team lead, special initiative, decent work for just transitioning, and the team from GIZ. We are grateful you could make it. The 24-hour secretariat, led by Mr. Chocho Opoku and team. We are so grateful. Dr. Nasser, I see Dr. Ishmael too at the back. We are really grateful for your time. We have the Deputy CEO of the Ghana Tourism Authority, Mr. Gilbert Agri. Thank you for your time. We acknowledge the presence of our partners, the chambers. We have American Chamber of Commerce here, the Executive Secretary. You are warmly welcome. We will continue with a short video, so let's turn our attention to the screen.
About 57% of Ghana's total land area is classified as agricultural land area, laying grounds for viable micro and macro agribusiness ventures. With the diversity in commodities being produced to feed factories, a vibrant labor force, a ready market, coupled with incentivizing government policies, there is no doubt that the sector has become an exciting preserve to create wealth and foster national development. We invite you to come. Ghana is open for business. About 57% of Ghana's total land area is classified as agricultural land area, laying grounds for viable micro and macro agribusiness ventures. With the diversity in commodities being produced to feed factories, a vibrant labor force, a ready market, coupled with incentivizing government policies, there is no doubt that the sector has become an exciting preserve to create wealth and foster national development. We invite you to come. Ghana is open for business.
Thank you very much. On this note, I think it's a good time to invite our guest speaker, the Honorable Minister for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, Honorable Elizabeth Ofosu-Adjare, to give a speech. You're welcome, Madam.
Thank you very much on that very beautiful note. The Honorable Chief of Staff, Ghana's most vibrant Chief of Staff, Honorable Julius Deborah, Honorable Minister for the Volta region, Honorable Gunu, my hard-working CEO for Ghana Investment Promotion Center, your able deputy, CEOs and deputy CEOs here in present, I acknowledge Mr. Chichi for 24-hour economy, development partners, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I'm delighted to be here this morning to lend the full support of the Ministry of Trade, Agribusiness and Industry to the launch of the Investment Opportunity Mapping Project. I want to call it LUMP. As the ministry mandated to drive the transformation of Ghana's production base, expand trade opportunities, and promote inclusive industrialization, we view LUMP not only as timely, but as an important tool for unlocking Ghana's untapped economic potential and repositioning our country for balanced growth. Ladies and gentlemen, Ghana stands out as one of the most attractive investment destinations in Africa, thanks to its stable political climate, a growing and diverse economy, investor-friendly policies, and abundant natural resources. This is very close to what I used to say as Minister for Tourism. Its strategic location, skilled workforce, and supportive business environment also makes it a strong choice for investors looking for both stability and opportunity. However, the investment that has flowed into the country over the years is not evenly reflective across all districts and productive sectors. Many regions and districts have yet to fully realize their potential, not necessarily due to a lack of resources or viable ideas, but often because of limited visibility, inadequate data, and low investor confidence. I'm therefore happy to note that the LUMP is designed to provide a reliable investment data to support informed investment decisions and help direct capital to all the 261 districts of the country. This will allow us to identify district-level competitive advantage and link them with both domestic and foreign investors who are seeking credible, data-backed, and ready-to-execute opportunities. The LUMP is relative to the Ministry of Trade, Agribusiness and Industry for a number of reasons. The relevance is because, first, it supports our broader efforts to industrialize locally, trade globally, and create sustainable value chains across various high-growth sectors. My ministry has been strategically realigned to prioritize investment in local production of high raw materials, both agriculture, such as grains, oilseeds, tubers, meat products, and non-agricultural raw materials such as aluminium, glass, iron, and steel to support a new generation of export-oriented industry through the implementation of the Feed the Industry program. The LUMP will therefore play an important role in this effort by identifying the resource potential of the district and investment appeal to anchor supply chains and attract private sector investment into the district, helping with the spatial distribution of industries across the country. Also, the Ministry of Trade, Agribusiness and Industry will begin implementing the Rapid Industrialization for Jobs initiative, a major effort to create jobs by building new industries and reviving old ones as well. The goal is to add more value to what we produce locally, both for use here in Ghana and for exports. This includes setting up agro-industrial zones across all regions, building small factories to process cassava, tomatoes, fruits, and other crops, and establishing cocoa and cashew processing plants in areas where these crops are grown. I didn't mention Techuma enough. The initiative also focused on bringing back the textile and poultry industry, encouraging factories to operate, especially in the northern parts of our country. The LUMP will thus help us identify where these opportunities exist and connect them with the right investors, making it a key tool in turning this industrialization plan into reality. Furthermore, the LUMP is essential to the ministry's efforts to promote private sector development. We believe the private sector should be the main driver of industrial growth, job creation, and innovation. But this cannot happen in a vacuum. It requires a clear understanding of where the opportunity lies, what support is needed, and how value can be created. Through the LUMP, we can now present investors with concrete, evidence-based investment cases. It will enable us to connect them with the right local actors and facilitate the creation of joint ventures and strategic partnerships that will enhance domestic production and processing, increase exports, drive job creation, and ultimately boost our domestic economy. Ladies and gentlemen, we all see opportunities in leveraging the LUMP to grow our export base beyond raw materials into value addition. The investment opportunities here will be identified and profiled and will attract high impact investment into priority sectors such as food processing, textiles, pharmaceutical, and light industrial manufacturing, among others. This will enhance Ghana's active participation in global and regional trade. More importantly, this initiative comes at a time when Ghana is readying itself to leverage the opportunities presented by the $3.4 trillion African Continental Free Trade Area. Ghana is proud to host the African Continental Free Trade Area, and we must not hesitate to take advantage of what we house. The ministry is aware that Ghana's ability to benefit from AFTA does not rest on trade-ready policy only, but also depends on our capacity to produce competitively, export consistently, and scale regionally. The LUMP will enable us to do exactly that. By bringing to the surface investment-ready projects at the district level, it will help create the kind of distributed, decentralized production infrastructure needed to plug into continental value chains. Ladies and gentlemen, the Ministry of Trade, Agribusiness and Industry is fully committed to working closely with GIPC and GEPA to ensure the successful implementation of the LUMP. Together, we will ensure that the unique economic strength, natural resources, and infrastructure potential of every district are properly identified, profiled, and promoted to attract meaningful and sustainable investment. However, this effort cannot be realized by our institutions alone. We will rely on the active participation of all stakeholders to make this vision a reality. To our regional ministers, district assemblies, and local authorities, I urge you to collaborate closely with the GIPC throughout the mapping exercise and the regional investment roadshow that will follow. This is an opportunity to shape the kind of development we have long envisioned as a country. To our development partners and most importantly, to our private sector, your role is vital. It is your investment, your innovation, and your enterprise that will bring these mapped opportunities to life. We look forward to your active management as financiers, as well as strategic partners in building the industry, supply chains, the businesses that will develop our district and create lasting jobs. Let me also embrace this initiative, commit to its implementation, and work together to make Ghana a model for inclusive district-led investment promotion in Africa. The Ministry of Trade, Agribusiness and Industry firmly behind this effort, and we will continue to support its full implementation. Thank you for your attention, and may we work together to shape a new chapter of trade, investment, and industrial prosperity for Ghana. I thank you for your kind attention.
Thank you so much, Honorable Minister. Our Minister, we are grateful. I will need to acknowledge a few more dignitaries. We have Mr. Augustine Awuni from the World Bank with us. Augustine Awuni. Emmanuel Awuni, private sector specialist at the World Bank. We are grateful. We have representatives from the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Mr. Fred Amwaku. I've acknowledged Ghana Tourism Authority already. And also, we have UNDP, United Nations Development Partners. The person name I have here is Mr. Huzaiv Musa. We acknowledge you. We'll move on to the most important part of this program. I'm just honored to MC a program with the Chief of Staff present. I think that my stars are shining. Amen. So we'll take a short video, after which we'll receive our Chief of Staff. Okay, technology is failing.
Number one.
That's a beautiful video. Ghana indeed is open for business. At this point, I'll crave your indulgence. Let's all be up on our feet as we welcome the Chief of Staff of the Republic of Ghana, Honorable Julius Debra, to give us a speech.
Please be seated. Please be seated. Thank you. Let me assure Simon that he didn't copy from us. He only dared to be different. And what do I mean by that? In governance, there's no formula or formulae that guides what you do. You need to take the initiative when you are made a leader. Take the initiative when you are appointed as a chief executive of an institution. What you have done, to me, is the beginning of a very successful journey. All this while, we know Ghana has the potential, but someone has not taken the pain to exhibit all the potentials of the various districts and regions, put them together, and sell it to the investment community. Simon, to my surprise, this morning when I told the president I'm on my way here, can you imagine what he said? He said, when you go, tell Simon and his team that I've been trailing them, and I'm so far very impressed with what you guys are doing. So I encourage you and your team to keep pushing. Push, and very soon the results will be applauded by the entire country. Honorable Minister for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, Honorable Volta Regional Minister, CEO of the Ghana Investment Promotion Center, CEO of the Ghana Export Promotion Authority, Deputy CEO of the Ghana Tourism Authority, and other CEOs, Deputy CEOs here present, representatives of ministries, departments, and agencies, development partners, heads of MMDAs, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor and a privilege to join you today for the official launch of the Investment Opportunity Mapping Project as the Minister Director, IOMP. A bold and strategic initiative led by the Ghana Investment Promotion Center, GIPC, in collaboration with the Ministry of Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, and the Ghana Export Promotion Authority. Today marks the beginning of a deliberate and ambitious effort to uncover the untapped economic treasures that lies across Ghana's districts and regions. Under the theme, Unlocking Regional Investment Potential in Ghana for Economic Growth and Prosperity, the IOMP seeks to systematically identify, assess, and document viable investment opportunities across all 261 districts of Ghana. This launch reflects our shared commitment to decentralize economic development and promoting region-specific investment as a pathway to inclusive and sustainable growth. The IOMP seeks to change the way we approach investment by grounding it in data, by decentralizing its focus, and by ensuring that every region, every district, and every community becomes viable, and valuable in the eyes of both local and international investors. For too long, Ghana's investment inflows, particularly foreign direct investment, have been heavily concentrated in a few urban centers. Currently, approximately 70% of all foreign direct investment continue to be centralized in Greater Accra only. While some investment flows have trickled into Kumasi, Takoradi, and Tamale, most of our regions remain underrepresented and underleveraged in the national investment story. As a result, the unique economic assets these regions possess have yet to be fully harnessed. The imbalance has contributed to uneven development, limited job creation in rural communities, and underutilized local potential in other regions. The IOMP directly responds to this challenge by offering a data-driven district-by-district roadmap to guide both local and international investors to where the opportunities are and where they are most needed. Ladies and gentlemen, the IOMP is not merely about mapping opportunities. It represents a fundamental shift in our development approach. It seeks to ensure that every Ghanaian, regardless of location, has an equitable chance to benefit from investment and economic growth. It also demonstrates the GIPC's strong commitment to advancing local investment, supporting Ghanaian enterprises, and empowering homegrown entrepreneurship. The IOMP has become a necessary tool to complement other strategic government initiatives to attract the critical investment our country needs, especially as investment levels have declined in recent years. According to the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, UNTAC's 2025 World Investment Report, Ghana's FDI inflow dropped from 3.8 billion in 2019 to 1.6 billion in 2024. This decline was due to worsening economic conditions and the growing challenges investors faced in recent years, which prompted some to scale down their operations or exit the country altogether. While the current government, under the leadership of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, has introduced bold policy measures to stabilize the economy and restore investor confidence, there is a growing recognition that sustained growth cannot rely solely on foreign capital. Ghana must also prioritize domestic investment as a core pillar of its economic transformation. Additionally, given the increasing uncertain global economic landscape, where traditional FDI flows may fluctuate, it has become more important than ever to diversify our investment base by equipping Ghanaian investors with the confidence, data, and institutional backing needed to invest meaningfully in their own country. To this end, this initiative is not solely aimed at foreign investors. It also seeks to identify and highlight investment opportunities for local investors who are interested in supporting and investing in our regions. Distinguished guests, earlier this year, my office worked with partners from both government and the private sector to host the Agribusiness Forum. It was created as a platform to highlight regional entrepreneurship and strengthen the role of small and medium-sized businesses in Ghana's development. What emerged from that forum was a shared understanding that our growth must be locally grounded, led by SMEs, and guided by long-term priorities. What we are witnessing today is in part a continuation of that effort. The IOMP provides the structures needed to translate local entrepreneurial ambition into investment opportunities that are visible, credible, and ready for engagement. It has the potential to stimulate strategic partnership and joint ventures that deliver real value at both the local and national levels. The Investment Opportunity Mapping Project is not a standalone effort. It is firmly embedded with the government's broader economic strategy. It directly supports President Mahama's vision of building a resilient, inclusive, and productive economy. It complements key national initiatives such as the 24-hour economy and accelerated export development program, the Big Push infrastructure program, and the Agriculture for Economic Transformation agenda, amongst others. All these interventions aim to expand domestic production, attract strategic investment, create jobs, and drive value addition across sectors of the Ghana's economy. By spotlighting district-level investment opportunities in sectors such as agriculture and agro-processing, manufacturing, tourism, healthcare, mining, textiles, infrastructure, oil and gas, renewable energy, digital and financial services, and real estate, among others, the IOMP has the potential to unlock the kind of transformative investment and inclusive prosperity we all seek for our dear nation. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to assure the GIPC, the Ministry of Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, and the Ghana Export Promotion Authority of the Office of the President's full support for this particular initiative. I also encourage all stakeholders to actively support this important initiative. To our regional ministers and MMDCs, this is your opportunity to take ownership of the economic transformation of your communities. I urge you to actively collaborate with the GIPC in profiling and promoting the unique opportunities in your jurisdictions. I also urge you to participate actively in the regional investment roadshows that will be held in your regions in the coming months. To our development partners, diplomatic missions, and investors, I invite you to join us on this journey. Let us work together to support the GIPC and its collaborating partners in identifying, promoting, and attracting meaningful investments that create jobs, transform communities, and improve lives across Ghana's districts. To our local business and entrepreneurs, the time to rise is now. The IOMP opens the door to regional investment opportunities that align with your goals. This is your chance to lead, to invest, and to be part of the engine driving Ghana's long-term growth and prosperity. Ladies and gentlemen, this project marks an important step forward. It provides a clear plan, not just for attracting investment, but also for guiding how development is distributed across the country. Let us make the most of this moment. Let us commit to building a Ghana where no region is left behind and where every district is a destination for investment. I reaffirm the office of the President's full commitment to this initiative and pledge our continued support to ensure the success of the IOMP. On this note, I am pleased to officially launch the GIPC Investment Opportunity Mapping Project and Regional Investment Roadshow. May it be the start of a new era of balanced, inclusive investment in Ghana. Thank you. God bless our homeland, Ghana.
So we are going to unveil the logo. We will do a video unveiling. But before that, a last round of introductions and acknowledgements, please. We want to acknowledge the presence of Mr. Nasser Alpha Mohammed, DCEO, Petroleum Commission. Thank you for coming, sir. We want to acknowledge the presence of Victoria Awuni, DCEO, Minerals Commission. You're welcome, madam. We acknowledge the presence of Giselle Adjari, Country Director, UK Department for Business and Trade. Thank you. Mr. Samuel Nchibu Esiako is representing the Greater Accra Regional Minister. Thank you for coming. Mr. Richard Chunubu Akodia is representing the Director General for NDPC. Madam Jane Ochi Eduachi is the Executive Secretary for American Chamber of Commerce and Industry. And Mr. Anthony Morrison is the head of the Agribusiness Chamber in Ghana. Technical team, I want to, at this point, let's all turn our attention to the screen and watch the unveiling, video unveiling. So that's our logo for this project. Anywhere you see it, you can acknowledge it. At this point, we want to take a group photo with the dignitaries. So I'll welcome Honorable Chief of Staff, the high table. Please come up, the CEO. Please, all the DCOs, Petroleum Minerals Commission, UK Department for Trade and Business representative, NDPC representative, America Chamber, all our VIPs, World Bank, GIZ, please. Thank you very much. So this is the end of the first part of the program. The Chief of Staff will like to take his leave, and we'll watch a video for the meantime.
To the GIPC. Time is money. So we understand that our investors require swift and efficient services. That is why we've launched the 24-hour premium service to process your application faster and make doing business in Ghana even easier. With this service, you can fast-track your registrations, renewals, quotas, and approvals in just 24 hours. Simply submit your complete application via email at expinvestor.services@gipc.gov.gh or visit our dedicated offices at the GIPC and we will handle the rest. Fast, reliable, investor-focused. Take advantage of the GIPC 24-hour premium service today. Visit www.gipc.gov.gh or call 0200-112204 or 0200-112117 to learn more. Terms and conditions apply. Ghana is open for business.
Please, the media should wait for interviews after this. So we want to give you details of the project, how we are going to go about this project, how we are going to collect data, and how we are going to roll out this project. To do that, we have Mr. Mehian Lovi of the Research and International Cooperation Department at the GIPC. Let's welcome him to take us through the project. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. And it is an honor for me to provide some details or to present on this flagship initiative that seeks to transform Ghana's investment landscape and actually impact investment and economic growth in Ghana. All right, so essentially, all right, I think we have some technical issues, all right. Okay. So essentially, our presentation would provide details on the IOMP and then also provide information on the implementation of the project, how we seek to move ahead with the implementation of the project, provide some background on some of the imbalances within the investment landscape and how the IOMP would come in to address or correct these imbalances. And then there is also a session on the where we're going to give a call to action, which is basically adding our small voice to the call already made by the Honorable Chief of Staff, requesting for the support of various stakeholders in connection with the project. All right, so I will just briefly give some overview of GIPC and what we do. I'm quite confident that a lot of us already know about GIPC, but for the sake of some of us who may not know about it, GIPC is the foremost investment promotion agency mandated to promote, encourage, and facilitate investment in all sectors of the Ghanaian economy. So we offer a range of services, cutting across facilitation services, advisory services, and then we also register businesses and then provide them assistance with regards to their establishment in Ghana. We also register technology transfer agreements and keep records of them. And then we are also mandated to assist with joint venture partnerships. So, for instance, we provide assistance to local companies which are seeking partnership with foreign investors and provide them with assistance in that connection. All right, so when we take a look at our investment landscape, we recognize there are some imbalances or gaps or challenges in there. For instance, there is uneven regional development. There is also the fact that investments are concentrated in just some parts of Ghana, particularly the Greater Accra region. When you take a look at our investment figures, which I'll show in a few minutes, when you take a look at our investment figures, you would realize that about 70% of the projects that are registered are concentrated in Accra. While, thank you. All right, thank you. Okay, you realize that a chunk of the investments are concentrated in the Greater Accra region, while the other regions are underserved. You have some investment flowing into Ashanti region, and then we have some also going into the Western region. But a bunch of the investments are concentrated in the Greater Accra region. And then there is no centralized database of local investment opportunities. We have over the years tried to get that, but then there is no centralized database that shows investment opportunities cutting across the various parts of Ghana. So these are some of the gaps that are existing with regards to our investment landscape. Aside that, in fact, GIPC undertook a survey with support from the World Bank under the Ghana Economic Transformation Project during the latter part of 2023 and then 2024. And from the survey that we undertook, it was realized that there is a misperception about GIPC, that GIPC exists only for foreign investors and does not pay much attention to local investors or indigenous investors. So we have a perception issue that we have to deal with. Following the assumption of office of our new chief executives, engagement with the private sector also gave indication or confirmed, the existence of such perceptions. All right. So the slide gives a snapshot, a sobering snapshot of the situation with regards to the flow of investments into Ghana. From 1994 to 2024, GIPC registered a total of 6,909 investment projects. And out of this, we have about 70% going to Greater Accra. And then you just have in some numbers going to the Ashanti region and Western region, as you can see from there. So it's quite a sobering situation. This slide provides us the percentage breakdown of the flow of investments in Ghana. This is the situation as you could see it. About 82% of the projects are located in Greater Accra, whilst in terms of the FDI values, about 67% are still located in Greater Accra. So it means that there is a huge potential of opportunities located in other parts of the country that remain untapped. All right, so talking about solutions to the challenges that we have identified, the imbalances that we have identified within the investment landscape, we will first of all look at the bigger picture. What is the bigger picture we are talking about? Of course, as a country, we've made substantial progress, especially within the past few months. The economic indicators are pointing in the right direction. Inflation is on a downward trend. The cedi is fairly stable and all that. But the overall picture that we are looking at is sustained investment flows, not only to specific parts of the country, particularly the urban parts of the country, but having investment flows into other parts of the country to ensure there is balance and a reduction in the disparity that we witness. We want to witness a more diversified and a more resilient economy. We also want to have a situation where there is more inclusive and sustainable development. In fact, last year, the report or data from the Ghana Statistical Service indicated that poverty rate was about 24.3%, and the World Bank has actually indicated that extreme poverty is going to be around 26.9% by 2027, and we will have to do all that is necessary to stem that tide. All right, so that brings into view the investment opportunity mapping project. The investment opportunity mapping project is a flagship initiative of the GIPC, basically to unlock investment potentials in various parts of the country, and then to catalyze growth through data-driven and partnerships. All right, so essentially we are seeking to identify, assess, document, and map investment opportunities in all the 261 districts in Ghana. All right. So what's the objective of this project? The primary objective of the project is to create a comprehensive database of investment opportunities in Ghana's 261 districts. And then we have other objectives that support the primary objective. For instance, we would want to undertake district level economic assessment. So in connection with the primary objective, there would be district level assessment, undertaking SWOT analysis of each district, understanding the situation, and then understanding and providing information on the various investment opportunities that are in those districts. We also seek to support the 24-hour economy through regional investment targeting. Our CEO in his speech spoke quite extensively on the core pillars. The first pillar is the investment opportunity app or interactive GIS-enabled investment portal, which would provide information on all investment opportunities that are existing in all the districts, every corner of the country. Now, the profile or the opportunity app cannot be a standalone. Of course, it's primary, but then there has to be other components or complementary factors or elements that would enable the actual vision to be attained. That's why we have the 24-hour economy pitches. We have the Ghana International Investment Summit, which would basically, as we move along, I would explain that, which will basically be at the latter stages of the project. So the first stage, we would have a first phase and a second phase and a third phase. The initial phases of the project will look at the analysis and obtaining information and analyzing them and developing and the profiles of the various districts, investment profiles of the various districts, and then mapping out the opportunity. Then subsequently, we would have to develop the app or the GIS platform that provides the information on the various projects that are existing in the various districts. However, we would have to go beyond that, undertake aggressive campaigns, and have these projects or opportunities promoted on various platforms. That's where we would have programs like the Ghana International Investment Summit and other programs ongoing, like the regional roadshows as well. Okay. All right. Okay. So, what are we expecting to be the outcomes with the IOMP? What do we expect at the end of it all? We are expecting that there will be nationwide investment intelligence, where we will have a comprehensive database of investment opportunities covering all the districts, every corner of the country. We are also expecting that there will be digital access to investment opportunities. Also, we are expecting that there would be international branding and strategic partnerships, given the platform that would be developed subsequently. Right. So this is where it all connects. So, of course, we are going to make inputs. We are having inputs of identifying, assessing, and documenting and mapping the investment profiles and investment opportunities across the country. Of course, we would then expect that we would have outputs coming out as a result of the inputs that we make. We should have the district investment database available to investors. We should have the digital GIS portal, and then various investment summits and engagements out of the whole effort. Then we expect that this connects to the various outcomes that I have already discussed in the previous slide. This all should shape our investment promotion efforts. So we anticipate various strategic investment drives, and then various national and international campaigns. So we're talking about for example, the regional investment roadshows. That's after the development of the various regional and district profiles and project profiles. The various roadshows will seek to highlight the opportunity and also bring together various stakeholders to engage and generate leads from the opportunities that are available. And the GIPC would have in place a team to make follow-ups and undertake the necessary facilitation and engagement to ensure that the leads that are generated are concretized into actual investment. We would have the Ghana International Investment Forum, which would seek to bring in various international investors, to assess the projects that are made. We would also have the Ghana Diplomatic Investment Drive, where strategically tailored pitches would be made available to our diplomatic missions. It is anticipated that there would be webinars and various workshops held. So essentially, the diplomatic missions would also be on the same page and well aligned with regards to our investment promotion strategy. And of course, we would anticipate that all these efforts will culminate into the greater or the bigger picture that we have in mind. More investment flows into the country with the impact on economic growth, as well as issues related to job creation and incomes and sustainability. So we have quite a rigorous methodology. We have quite a rigorous methodology with regards to the implementation of the project. So essentially there would be surveys, there will be data collection, and then there will be sectoral and district analysis, all meant towards the profiling of the district and then the profiling of various projects that are identified in the district. Of course, we will take a look at various case studies. For instance, we have Rwanda and Kenya implementing similar projects. The World Bank indicated that Kenya, for example, attracted last year about 22 million worth of investment as a result of a similar project that they are undertaking. I've already given indication of the phases. So essentially we have three phases. We have the first phase, which is research and data gathering, which is already ongoing. We have engaged with the MMDAs. We have some districts submitting information on the opportunities that are prevailing in those districts. Then the second phase of the project will be analysis and the GIS mapping. Along the way, we would have to engage technical expertise just to provide some guidance on the project with respect to international best practice. Then the third phase, which is critical because the first and second phases of the project would not mean much until the third phase happens, the aggressive promotion and campaigns and the investment attraction mechanisms that are put in place by the GIPC team. All right, so the next three slides basically gives more details on the implementation. So I will not dwell too much on that. All right. So this slide talks about the analysis and mapping stage, which is the second phase. Then a dissemination and promotion phase of it. All right. So at this juncture, I will just add my little voice to the voice of the Honorable Julius Debra, the Chief of Staff, for the support of various stakeholders. We're talking about the private sector, we're talking about government, development partners, and communities. We already have the backing of government, which assures us the policy alignment, data access, and local buy-in. So we're calling on the support of other stakeholders, particularly the private sector and development partners, to come along the project. So this is a call that let's partner to unlock Ghana's investment future. You could partner through various means, including funding key components of the project. Just get in touch with us. We'd also be knocking on the doors of various agencies for partnership. We would also need collaboration on the district profiling and data provision and validation. The districts are cooperating on that. We will just call on you to reinforce the position that you have taken. We would also need partnership in terms of sponsorship of the various summits, the regional roadshows that's going to happen, and then eventually the Ghana International Investment Summit that's going to happen the later part of 2026. So we're calling for support in connection with all that. So on that note, I'll thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much, Mr. Lovey. At this point, we want to take a few solidarity messages. I want to start with our favorite partners, the 24-hour economy. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Great pleasure to be here. Simon, GIPC team, Aiko. I think this is a brilliant initiative. I come from an oil and gas exploration background, so I understand what data, information means for developing anything. You can't promote a country if you don't know anything about it. We've been operating investment promotion at a fantasy level. Now we're making it scientific, and that's a huge step forward. This is a huge step forward, not just for investment in business, but even our own self-awareness as a people. This program really, Ministry of Education should accompany around the country. We will be there. 24 hours, we will be there. We will be there. But it's the kind of thing that should influence school curricula. What do kids in districts far away from Accra know about their own circumstances, know about the potentials that they are growing up around? It often takes somebody from outside to inspire you. This can influence the dreams, the aspirations, and the drive of a whole new generation of Ghanaians. So it's a hugely important initiative. We entirely applaud it, and we will work with you. So thanks for inviting us, and we'll work.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir, for your very warm words. I want to take a message from NDPC, Mr. Richard Chinebu-Akodia, Director of Research. A brief message.
Okay, so let me stand on the existing protocols. Kudos to GIPC, but let me also extend greetings from the National Development Planning Commission. The Chairman and the Director General extends warm regards to all of you. Because I'm doing this on behalf of the Director General, just permit me, let me pick some few of the statements that she. So commendations to GIPC for this work. And I'm sure we are all aware that the National Development Planning Commission is mandated by the 1992 Constitution to advise the President of the Republic on development planning policy and strategy. Beyond this advisory duo, the Commission is tasked with the responsibility of ensuring balanced development of all districts of Ghana. And this is where the connection is. And as the data has been presented, we see that there are disparities. Greater Accra is receiving a lot, maybe followed by Ashanti region, and then you have the others. There are some of the regions that just a few of the projects. So this connects very well with the mandate of the Commission, and we give you all the support to be able to do this. The timing is also very good for us. Why? Because by end of 2025, all MDAs, all MMDAs, in fact, including the regions, are supposed to prepare their development plans. And the good thing is that as they prepare the development plans, they are supposed to demonstrate the endowments, of course, including the challenges, but the opportunities that exist across their space, so that investors will be welcome to their jurisdiction to make the investments needed. So kudos to you, NDPC. We'll give you all the support, but the database is there. We share with you. Usually that covers the entire space or the sphere of our development. Social, economic, spatial issues, environmental issues, governance issues. But for the purposes of this, the highlight, as we can see, is more on the economic side. What are the opportunities that exist that we can tap into? And so we would work with you. I think we've already started some collaboration, developing a toolkit to harness all the potentials across the regions. So we'll continue on this drive and make sure that this becomes a success, so that we would have a balanced development across the space. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for keeping it snappy. We want to acknowledge one more person, a representative from the GAPOHA, Madam Nanesi, Head of Marketing and Corporate Communications. Thank you for coming. Sorry for that, the delay. It's time to hear from one of our major partners, GIZ, Mr. John Duty. Welcome.
CEO of GIPC, I want to stand on existing protocols to pass my comments here. My name is John Duty. The Honorable Chief of Staff invited us to join this journey. And if he was here, I wanted to tell him that we're always already on that journey with GIPC. When last 2 years we signed a 7 million cities support to GMPC to drive your process. And I can say that we are happy that you are moving on with this initiative. The NDPC gentleman just spoke, took the wind out of my sail, because I have done a lot of work with district assemblies and harmonizing it at the NDPC level. The question that I continued to ask was, what was the relationship between what the districts propose in their plans and the opportunities they always jot down in the second chapter of their plans, right? Cool. So you see that very good analysis. At the end, no proposal. I take my home district as an example. I've been following up, and you see Gambaga's Cap, whatever it is there, with a very beautiful Kwame Nkrumah's guest house, which has fully deteriorated. Yet people go there and they travel all the way to Bolga to go and sleep. And then when you go to the development side, excuse me to say, I'm not against social development, but economic development is zero. So you see classrooms, KVIPs, name them. But the real projects that will catalyze the district out of poverty, you don't see them. So I'm happy that you are doing this, and I hope that at the end of the day, we will ensure that the impact that the gentleman put up there, we're able to track, such that these beautiful things don't become, once again, documents on our shelves. We will continue to support GIPC, and already I know a list has been submitted to our office through my colleagues here. We'll have a look, pick and choose which ones we can. We'll try to choose as much as we can. But let me seize this opportunity to also bring greetings from my country director, and also announce that German Development Corporation and our country, Ghana, has been doing this for the past 50 years. So this year, we'll be celebrating 50 years of cooperation. And we'll invite government to join to continue to entrench and see to it that we continue on a collective path of progress. I don't want to enumerate all the things we've done with you because of time, but I want to mention that our current Minister for Development Cooperation, one of the youngest member of parliament in Germany, recently said that Germany is also ready for investment. And if we are ready for investment, then it means that both countries can work together strongly to promote German investment here in Ghana. And come November, they will be descending here, as we do every year, government to government negotiations, for Ghana government to really tell German government that this is our path the path that we want to take, and through negotiations, then they decide on which areas that investments could be made. So I entreat you to speak with the Minister for Trade and Agribusiness and also Minister of Finance, that when the time comes, please make sure you are at the table to make your case, because that is where decisions are made and funds are provided for disbursement. So thank you so much for having us. May God bless your endeavor.
Thank you. We acknowledge the presence of the Chief Executive Officer of Ghana Export Promotion Authority. You're welcome, sir. Okay, so we'll let you catch your breath and take one more message, then you can speak to us. So welcome the World Bank representative, Mr. Augustine Emmanuel again. maybe I have to name it. I apologize. Emmanuel, you're welcome.
Thank you. I don't know if this is a prophecy that I'm going to have a male child called Emmanuel, but I think Augustine is also a very good name, so I'll take it. So I'll stand on existing protocols, and also just to mention that I think it's really great to see that all the work that not just ourselves, but several other development partners and stakeholders have been doing with the GIPC, precisely around reforms to the investment promotion and policy framework, and then the institution itself, and including support on systems and tools that are required to sort of make investment promotion a very effective tool that government can go out and get investment. We are currently moving on from there and going out into the communities to find the investment opportunities that is there. So I think it's a very healthy transition, and we look forward to working with the GIPC over time to push this agenda forward. I would stand on existing protocols and just pass a couple of quick messages, particularly on the agenda. I noted I was the last to speak, but I've been brought forward for very good reasons, as well as getting a new name from this event. So from our side, I would want to just quickly announce that we have been very proud of our partnership with the GIPC under the Ghana Economic Transformation Project, as well as the other ongoing operations that we've been working with the GIPC on, particularly the development policy operation, which is ongoing, one of the critical instruments that we've been working with government. GIPC has been very instrumental in that operation. Together, we've worked on several important instruments. We've collaborated to improve the investment climate. We've worked together on your regional sensitization tours. We've supported you along those journey, and we believe that this is a very strong foundation that we've laid over time, that this new initiative can be built upon. Again, I would keep it very short, just to and on this basis, just say we commend the GIPC leadership for your bold initiative, and the World Bank remains committed to supporting you along this journey. And we look forward to engaging and also deciding which out of the many you have on your list, what we can support you with. And I'm glad Simon is not seated here. Otherwise, I would have gotten the pressure of all. So with this, thank you very much, and we wish you the best along this journey.
Thank you so much, Mr. Emmanuel Awuni. And on behalf of my CEO, of course, we want you to select all the projects so you help us with all. Thank you, World Bank. Thank you very much. I want to welcome again Mr. Francis Corantin Arthur, the Chief Executive Officer, Koratin Atta, Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Export Promotion Authority, to say a few words to us. Let's clap for him as he comes, please.
Good morning. I don't know how few a few words are, but I'm standing on the existing protocols, and I'm glad to be here. Simon is my boss. I'm very happy to announce to you that this idea to move into the regions to solicit for local investors was incubated in my office with Simon, and we did it together. He is the investment promotion and I'm the export promotion. So the two of us move hand in hand. And Simon, be rest assured, I'm with you all the way. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for your warm words. We'll wrap it up with a comment from Mr. Joseph Musa, a representative from the UNDP.
Good morning. No, I'm not going to read this, don't worry. Thank you very much for inviting us. We are particularly pleased to be here. I'll read, however, one paragraph, don't worry. On behalf of the RES rep who leads UNDP here in Ghana, we wish to extend our warm congratulations to the GIPC and our full solidarity to the to the Minister of Trade, GEPA, and all partners on this bold initiative. This is all I'm reading. When that presentation was made, that brilliant presentation on the methodology, I was just thinking, before we worked with GIPC to do something similar. We called it the SDGs Investor Maps. You know, SDGs because in that process, we prioritized impact investing, not just general investment. So I would want to say, and looking at this, I saw collaborating partners and development partners. I don't know which one is higher, but I would wish we move to collaborating partners, Mr. CEO. And to have a meeting to discuss the methodology we used in the prior exercise, that came up with, I think, up to 15 investment opportunity areas. Now, the beauty of that process is it goes a step further to actually outline pipelines. So when you say maize, it's an important or it's an identified opportunity area in, say, Sanarugu in the north. That means if you just leave it at that, what that means is that people will have to come and set up plants and businesses to tap into this. Not everyone wants to do it. We have investors that just have liquidity, capital. Now, what this pipeline does is also to outline what businesses are already in this sector and what they require. So you have two, you have opportunity, you have pipeline. And I think we were planning to do a pipeline this year with GIPC. I would really appreciate a meeting with yourself and your team to kind of discuss how we realign that support towards this. But again, to repeat, we are in full solidarity and we wish you all the best. Thank you very much.
Okay, with the permission of the CEO, we are opening the floor for questions and answers. So if anybody has any question concerning the presentations on the IOMP, just lift your hand up, or a comment. Okay, thank you. Oh, there is. Yes.
Mine is not really a question, but a suggestion. In all of the discourse, I hear MMDAs, chiefs, and that sort of thing. I never heard the mother ministry, who is the Ministry of Local Government, Chief Sensory Regulatory Affairs, which is the policy formulator, implementer, and monitoring in the districts. In fact, we supervise all the MMDAs, and I hardly heard anything concerning the ministry.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other question before my CEO respond? Yes, please. Yes.
Thank you. Good morning. I'm Nana Kweku Ajuman. I mean, CEO will tell me it's Cochito, but I'm Nana Kweku Ajuman from Empire Agri Ghana Limited. And thank you for inviting us to this meeting. I think it's long overdue, and the data you've showed is chronic, shows a lack of chronic development across the country. One of the things that I believe affects us is that we're talking about the cannabis industry, and no one wants to talk about it. Everyone seems to be afraid about the stigma. But for those of us who are promoting that industry, we need to be included in the planning. I've heard the CEO of planning. I'm sure there's nothing in his plans about cannabis, but there should be, because in terms of generating generational wealth and boosting the economy, cannabis is something that can definitely help in doing that. At the moment, in terms of the law, the law has been passed for industrial hemp for medicinal and industrial purposes, and we're waiting now for the Minister of the Interior to inform us of the fees and charges, and they all seem to be dragging their feet, to be honest. I was watching Parliament Live yesterday, and he was there, and he was talking about NARCOP being a part or being incorporated under national security, and nothing was said about the fees and charges. I want to inform you all that we will be missing out if we do not include cannabis in our plans, if GIPC and the World Bank and all the other institutions that are here ignore the potential that cannabis has to bring to this country, especially industrial hemp, because it cuts across all the boundaries that you're talking about. It cuts across all the regions too, and I'm in particular concerned with the fact that no one talks about the fact that industrial hemp can help to clean up all the toxicity that we are facing now in lands that have been taken over by people who are doing illegal gold mining. And also, it can also assist in cleaning up our water bodies through the process of phytoremediation. And then, after cultivation, you can still use the hemp to make hempcrete or hemp wood or hemp charcoal. So I would implore you all to include us all in your plans. Right. We're a crucial part of the GIPC success.
Thank you. We'll do that.
I think we'll take, but let me answer that quickly. It's not something that has been neglected. And since I've been in office, I have engaged at least 2 occasions the Cannabis Association. They are very rich though. They are based out of Mervyn Pit. For those of you who don't know, that's where their office is. We do understand the immense potential that has, for this country, but you must also appreciate that we are in transition. It's a cultural thing, so it will take a bit of time. And then I concede the law is there, the regulations are there. Now, how do you fence the production, which is in the regulation? If you look at the regulation, you must fence it to separate it from the other general farming. And then how do you also control the THP, to get the right one for export? Then the challenge we often have is how do we ensure there is no abuse of it, people cultivating it illegally. So I'm a disciple. You don't have to preach to me on this one. We've been pushing it. If you ask my colleagues, we've spoken extensively about how do we promote this, especially with the Canadians who seem very interested in it, and then other Western countries that want to promote that. So rest assured, our doors are open. Come and let's find ideas as to how to drive investment in that promising sector. Promising underlined here. So please come along. You want to? Oh, you have a disciple. You want to respond to your disciple too? Okay, all right, please.
The reason why I want to respond, and you're one of the 12 disciples, is that the people who are also here may be very interested in the answer to the questions that you asked. In terms of the THC, I think it's important to address that, because what has been approved is industrial hemp with a THC level of 0.3. That cannot be abused. It's not for recreational use. It's for industrial and medicinal purposes only. So there's no issue about anything being abused there. I think what is required is more information and more education about it all. In terms of separating it from other things that we may grow, cash crops, with Empire Agric Ghana Limited, we've put together what we call land banks, and as such we've put things in what we call an industrial park, which is significantly different to how things are being done at the moment. There's a high level of security, mainly because of the stigma, and everything is secluded and confined within a particular area. So I know that there are probably more questions, but I have the answers for them. That my team and I have the answers for all of those questions, and I'm grateful that it's underlined. But the issue of time, the time is now. It's not a bit later on down the road. It is NOW now.
I agree with you. I mean, and my answer should show you that I follow. Maybe you have to send me more of your digital newspaper that you produce on that. So I do follow and I do read. On the issue of working with the Chieftaincy Ministry, it's something that's completely within our plans. We can't go to the districts without, passing through the mother agency that provides policy. So it's within our plans. We have no intention of bypassing them. Yes, I think that was some question. Yes, madam.
The Marketing and Corporate Affairs Manager for Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. I need to correct, I'm not the head of communications. That's not the title. Okay.
And it's just your title, eh?
It's not even that. To get it, there's someone else who has that one, so I don't. I just like to add that this is really positive, and under the collaboration aspect, one way that ourselves and the other agencies can help is to add or include information, that is after you have identified the various resources, you've done the mapping and all that, the kind of logistics information that is required for whether it is a local investor or whether it's a foreign investor, to make the documents holistic. Because what we've noticed in the past is that people are sometimes wooed to do business in Ghana, but it takes some time after they have actually maybe made the resource provision. There are now other rules and regulations they were not aware of. The transport and logistics chain, there are certain things that they need to know prior to this. If within the collaboration we are able to furnish you with all of this that will fit into the respective mapping that you've done, I think it will enrich the project. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
Okay, my name is Richard Eko Mensa, and I'm from the delegation of German Industry and Commerce in Ghana. Of course, I see this IOMP to be a good initiative, but my only concern is in the third phase, which is the implementation stage, our current GIPC Act, my recommendation would be GIPC to push Parliament a little bit more, so that the new acts will be revived in order to also support these projects, because we know the current stage of the GIPC Act will definitely be a challenge when it comes to the implementation stage. So this will be my recommendation to you, Simon, and your team. Thank you.
Thank you very much. My name is Kinsley Fiachi Ampofo
from the Ghana Airports Company Limited. We laud this great initiative, and we want to let you know that whenever all the initiatives are put together, and especially you identifying the businesses, the airport is always available to support with export, especially in the northern sector. Tamale has a wonderful airport, but the development of air cargo is yet to pick up. I think this is an area that we can look into and develop the movement of goods. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. That will make it 4 questions. Let's just take the 3. Then we'll take them. So, Chief, I'll start with you. Ghana Airport Company. Our first opportunity is that we have land with you, so we'll come for our land. We have 1.5 acres with Ghana Airport Company. So that's the first opportunity. But thank you. I mean, your support is most welcome, and that's very good. My friend on the GIPC bill, I think this is the 3rd time you've been raising the question about the GIPC bill. The GIPC bill is being worked upon. We've submitted it. We've seen the drafting instructions. If my director legal is here, she would have told you that has been submitted to the right quarters, and so it will move faster than anticipated. Okay, so you will see the new GIPC law, and all your concerns, has indeed been addressed in it, as discussed. Nothing has changed between what is agreed between the investing public and the government of Ghana. So that bill is on course. GPHA, we are happy to take your suggestion on board. We will include that gladly, especially on the digital aspect of it. It will be much easier to update because it's digital, and then we can send it around. So that's where we are. I can see Emmanuel is not decided on the GRPC bill. Please, we are moving fast on that one. So just rest assured that will be done. Okay. Yes, Madam.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, Simon.
Hi.
My name is Giselle Ajari. I'm the Country Director for DBT at the British High Commission. I want to commend the agency on the brilliant project that is going ahead. I think it's wonderful. It's something that we get asked all the time by our companies. What are the opportunities in Ghana? They want to come, but they're not sure where to go. So we'll be very glad to collaborate with you and the team here to promote this. I guess my question's around the finance packaging, around some of these opportunities. Is that planned to be a part of the work that you're doing to look at what are the potential incentives for investors coming? Of course, they will come with financing as well, but if the opportunities are laid alongside some of the financial options, whether that's GIF or other players, it might make it more attractive.
All right. Any other? Thank you. The last one.
Yeah. My name is Frederick Eduamwako, and I represent the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry. I want to congratulate the GIPC for this initiative. We want to pledge our support that our regional chambers will be part of the roadshow when you go on there. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So, on the question of finance, if I get you right, you're talking about incentives and you're talking about financing. Those are two separate things. On the question of incentives, I think we all do agree that government has to streamline the incentive package for, across various sectors, so that the investor is keen or the investor is clear on what the incentives are, what are the goalposts or the things you need to achieve in order to tap into certain incentives. So that has been done. There's the exemptions law, which has been, enacted since 2022. It's been in operation. And then there are regulations to that law, which I believe are ready and should be going to Parliament anytime soon. And so you can access your incentives through that process. But on financing for some of these projects, yes, you've mentioned the Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund. They have their objective. They want to build on the infrastructure of the country. So that is open for those that are interested in the infrastructure of the country. But There's also the Ghana Exim, which has funds for those who want to produce for export. Like my colleague CEO, he has spoken, he's from the Ghana Export Promotion Authority. So those are also funds that are readily available. And there are external sources. You know, we may have gone through some patch or some difficulty, but there are still external sources of funding that are available for bankable projects. It's not like there isn't money around if you can really prove that this project is viable and has the buy-in of government. And we are open to all of them. AFDB is there. They recently signed an MOU with the 24-hour Secretariat to commence some work on the Water Economic Corridor. So we would work with everyone. And then there are also the local financial institutions like Ghana Commercial Bank, which is seeking to broaden its base in SME. Government is seeking to retool the NIB, the National Investment Bank. As if you follow the story, you see they want to retool them and give them money to work with mainly SMEs and medium-sized companies. So there are opportunities across financing. And if you are truly interested, we are happy here. We are just an agency that is connecting businesses, so we are just interlocutory, and we are happy to do that for you and for any other investor that shows interest in those regions. But what is important to take away is to even look in terms of incentives, look at our tax system. There are locational incentives for operating businesses out of Accra and Tema. If you go into the regions, the 5 northern regions, your CIT is just about 5%. There are also rebates if you're into manufacturing. Some get 25, some get as far as 50% rebate. So we really want to encourage Ghanaian investors, international investors, to take advantage of all these locational incentives. And if you take the trouble to read the tax expenditure from the Ministry of Finance, you see that the locational incentives is very small. Those who try to assess, it was about 1.4 million in 2023. But this is real good opportunity. And this is what we want to do, bring out information like this to encourage people to move to those regions. Because the reality is that Kaswa may be in central region, but it's part of Accra. You know, Pediasi is in central region, but that is Accra. And if you look at the businesses that are, you know, growing up from all the way from Adenta to the eastern region to all the place, it's time to open up. Akusumo is seriously open up much better than many places in this country. So those are the stories that we want to promote. Those are the business opportunities that I want to promote. So thank you. All right. Oh, yeah, he said I should give. But I want to thank all of you for coming and joining us. These things may not be new, but at least we can't give up the efforts of trying to bring information to investors. So please join us in this journey. We thank you for coming here, gracing this with your presence, with your knowledge, and also your contributions, especially the one on the promising cannabis industry. That one, I also have a personal interest in it. I think our major problem is the culture. Culture takes time. So, but people will change along the line. We may have been dead and gone, but it will ultimately change, and people will see the opportunity. But we want all of you to join us on this journey, because an investing public without information is like not investing at all. So we want to be able to map this out, work with you. We'll make the information available to you, to our missions here, to your missions as well. So when people come, they know that we indeed have the opportunities. And I also want to take this opportunity, since you are all here, to thank my staff, especially those from the regions who came. My Ashanti Regional Zonal Manager is at the back there. Yes. Then there's the Western Regional person here, Edmond, they also came. I don't know if Alasan is here. Alasan, the plane couldn't take off from Tali here. But Prince, but I want to thank all of you for really making this. The staff here, they've gone through this day and night for us to get to this point. Now the hard work begins, so please do not hesitate to reach out to us. And when we see you in the regions with my good friend Kwati, please give us a criteria first, so we can have. But thank you for coming, and God bless all of you.
Thank you so much. We couldn't have done this without your leadership. So let's also clap for our CEO. He's done so well, and we are grateful. We will take the Islamic prayer, after which we will take a group photo, a family photo. We want all of you to come in. And then our officers will serve you lunch in packs. So we will welcome Zainab Issa to give us the Islamic prayer. Our PRO, he's our public relations officer. Media, after this, there will be interviews for you.
Thank you. Shall we pray? Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, Ar-Rahmanir Rahim, Maliki Yawmiddin, Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in, Ihdina siratal mustaqim, siratal ladzina an'amta alaihim, ghayril maghdubi alaihim waladdallin. Amen.
I thought you were going to interpret it for us, but it's fine. So please, let's all come up here. CEO, Gupa, let's all come up here for a big family photo, please. Family photo quickly, please. Family photo, please. Let's all come up. Everybody. Some people can go on the stage. Some people can go on the stage. We want everybody in the picture, please. All our guests. All our guests. Okay, a smile, please. I think we are ready now. A big smile. Is that done? Thank you all very much. So networking session and lunch will be served. Please make sure you go with a pack. Please make sure you don't leave without a food pack. Media. You can have a seat and wait to be served.
Are we ready?